Financial functions are widely used in Excel and very powerful tools for accurate and efficient financial analysis. Financial functions are designed to compute common financial information and figures. To access these functions, just go to the Formulas tab in the ribbon. In the Functions library, select the Financial option to view a drop-down menu of numerous financial functions. Once you've familiarized yourself with the syntax of financial functions, you can also type them directly into cells or the formula bar, as with all other formulas and functions. As we just saw, Excel has countless financial functions, and in this tutorial, we'll be covering some of the most popular ones that are used to solve time value of money problems. By looking at a few examples, you will soon get familiar with the components and terms used, which are often repeated or interrelated. Ishan is always trying to expand Food2Go's product offerings. One of the ideas he's exploring is to introduce a restaurant booking feature in the app, whereby Food2Go customers will enjoy special loyalty privileges and discounts. Ishan thinks it'll definitely be a popular offering, but knows that it will require significant investment to develop this feature, reconfigure the app, as well as hire a small team to work on it. Ishan is thinking about various options and considers taking out a business loan. However, he wants to be sure of the financials first, in particular, how much his monthly payments will be to service such a loan. This is where Excel's PMT financial function will be very useful. The PMT function calculates how much loan repayments will be, provided they are constant and based on a constant interest rate over a specified period. In this worksheet, we're looking at a loan of $50,000 borrowed over 5 years at an annual interest rate of 5.5% compounded monthly. We want to find out how much Ishan will have to pay every month in order to service this loan. First, we insert the PMT function in the formula bar. When you type this in, Excel will guide you by displaying the function syntax as a reference. Here's the syntax for the PMT function. We will input all values using cell references so that if any of them change, we just update the cells that contain that data instead of editing the formula. The first variable we need to insert is the interest rate, which is given in cell B4. 5.5% is the interest per annum, but since this will be compounded monthly, we need to divide the value of cell B4 by 12. Then we enter a comma before we specify the next parameter. Now, NPER stands for the number of periods for a loan or an investment, which is based on a constant interest rate and payment schedule. To find out the number of periods, we will need to know the loan term, which is given in cell B5. Now remember that Ishan will service his debt on a monthly basis. Therefore, the number of periods over 5 years will be 5 times 12, which means a total of 60 payments. So let's reference the loan term cell and then multiply it by 12. Moving on, PV stands for present value, where we need to input the principal amount of the loan. This is a straightforward cell reference. Now you may have noticed that the last two terms, FB and type, are in square brackets. The square brackets mean that these terms are optional. We can leave either or both of them out if they aren't relevant, and the function will work fine. FV allows us to input a future value for any remaining loan amount. This would be relevant if, suppose Ishan wasn't working to pay off his debt completely just yet and only wanted to reduce it to a certain amount. If FV is left blank, Excel will assume that the loan is to be paid off in full by the end of the loan term specified. So we'll leave it blank because that's what Ishan wants to do. And finally, the type parameter allows us to specify when we want to make payments, whether at the beginning or the end of a period. Type can be a value of 1 or 0, with 1 denoting payments made at the beginning and 0 for payments made at the end of the period. If we leave the type term out, by default, Excel will assume that the repayments are made at the end of each specified period. So let's stick with that for our example. Now that our function is complete, we can press enter. The PMT function tells us that Ishan has to make monthly payments of about $955 to service this loan over 5 years.